Saudara, Amerika Serikat menghormati pandangan Indonesia soal konflik Israel-Hamas yang mengorbankan ribuan warga sipil dan akan terus menjadi donor bagi aksi kemanusiaan di Palestina. Pernyataan ini diungkapkan Duta Besar Amerika Serikat untuk Indonesia, Yong Kim, saat berdialog dengan jurnalis Kompas TV Frisca Clarissa beberapa waktu lalu. Dubes Yong Kim juga memuji proses perkembangan demokrasi di Indonesia, terutama jelang pemilu tahun 2024.
Presiden Jokowi akan berkunjung ke Washington DC, Amerika Serikat, November ini. Dalam lawatannya, Presiden Jokowi akan bertemu dengan Presiden Amerika Serikat Joe Biden dan menghadiri konferensi tingkat tinggi kerjasama ekonomi Asia Pasifik atau APEC. I'm Frisca Clarissa, and we would discuss more about President Jokowi's visit to Washington, Indonesia-US strategic partnership, and also global stability in this special interview with the U.S. Ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Yong Kim. Ambassador Kim, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Great to see you.
Really great to see you. The President of the United States, Joe Biden, invited President Joko Widodo to Washington, D.C. To attend the bilateral meeting this November. It will be the second time for President Jokowi visiting the White House. At the first time, there was a very good chemistry between President Jokowi and former President Obama. What would be main issues that will be brought to the meeting, and what will be the different from the first one?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, we're very excited to welcome President Jokowi to Washington, D.C. There's a lot for our leaders to discuss. Just looking at what we have accomplished together in the past few years, I think we should take great pride. But also look forward to how much more we can do together, whether it's in the economic area. I'm very proud that our bilateral trade numbers have gone up significantly over the past 2-3 years. Our investment numbers are up as well. I think we're the fourth or the fifth largest investor in Indonesia.
I refer to President Jokowi's statement that geopolitical problems couldn't be separated as a part of global challenges, such as the unfinished war between Ukraine and Russia, also the war between Israel and Hamas, which means that a number of economic challenges continue to increase. What would be the concrete way out of these challenges?
Yeah, so we are together facing some enormous challenges, very complicated challenges that are difficult to solve by any single country. And this is why the U.S. is intensifying its dialogue, cooperation and partnership bilaterally with key partners like Indonesia, but also in different multilateral contexts. As you know, we have the Quad, we have AUKUS, and within the ASEAN, we are an important partner to ASEAN, because we believe that these challenges require cooperation. And so we will continue to work closely with our partners to make sure that we're dealing with these challenges effectively. I should add that one way to get out of these difficult challenges is for countries to start behaving better, for countries to respect international law and cease unlawful activities in violation of other countries' sovereignty and rights.
According to this global stability challenges, Indonesia through the OIC and in front of the United Nations urged the realization of an immediate ceasefire in Gaza to stop more civilians' casualties. And recently, President Joko Widodo emphasized that Indonesia is extremely angry and strongly condemns Israel's random attacks against civilians and civilians' facilities in Gaza. Due to the humanitarian issues and rights, how does the U.S. see this, and what will be the solution to bring back peace, to stop the war and save the innocent civilians?
Yeah, first of all, let me say we're deeply concerned about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. President Biden, Secretary Blinken, and others have spoken about this in great detail. Deeply concerned about the well-being of the Palestinian people. And this is why we're working so hard with Israel, with Egypt, with relevant UN agencies and other partners to try to facilitate a sustainable flow of humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people in need in Gaza. And that effort will continue. I should note that the U.S. has long been the largest donor to the Palestinian people, and that will continue as well. That said, I think we can agree that terrorism is unacceptable, and we should condemn terrorism when it happens. In regards to any type of pause, I would refer you to what President Biden said just recently about the importance of thinking about humanitarian pauses to allow for the flow of humanitarian assistance.
So it will be possible to do.
Well, I think we're going to do everything possible to help the Palestinian people in Gaza to make sure that they receive the humanitarian assistance they need, and that the humanitarian assistance that we're sending is not diverted to Hamas. And so it's a complicated situation, as you know. So we'll have to work very closely with our partners there, including Egypt, Israel, and UN agencies, to make sure that the assistance is going to the people who need it.
So still the priority is for the civilians in Gaza?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
You know that Indonesia's government stands with Palestine alongside with the support from Indonesian people through several rallies and demonstrations in Indonesia. As the U.S. ambassador, how would you explain this situation to the President of the United States?
So I think one of the great things about Indonesia is that it's a democracy. People have a right to speak their concerns. People have a right to gather and hold protests. So my office actually overlooks the area where they have been holding protests, and I've been impressed by just how orderly and peaceful these demonstrations have been. And I appreciate cooperation that we're getting from the Indonesian law enforcement agencies here. But, you know, people have a right to speak and share their concerns publicly, and I respect their right.
The last one, this is the political year in Indonesia. How do you see this?
Oh, it's fascinating. I think it's always exciting to watch democracy in action, and Indonesia is certainly a very vibrant democracy. I mean, I've been following the news very closely and look forward to seeing the result of the election next year.
So, and hope everything is getting better. Also, our cooperation, Indonesia and U.S. cooperation. Thank you so much for your time. Ambassador Kim, the U.S. Ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Yong Kim. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Itu tadi perbincangan kami dengan Duta Besar Amerika Serikat untuk Indonesia, Yong Kim. Saya Frisca Clarissa. Sampai jumpa.